Something terrifying happened in the skies over Georgia. A Turkish military plane suddenly dropped from the clouds, leaving a trail of white smoke before exploding into a giant fireball. It vanished near the Azerbaijan-Georgia border and no distress call was ever made. What happened inside that aircraft in its final moments has left everyone searching for answers. The Lockheed C-130 Hercules departed from Azerbaijan and was en route back to Turkey when contact was lost shortly after entering Georgian airspace. Flight Radar 24 tracking data confirmed the aircraft's sudden disappearance from radar systems. Video footage circulating on social media captured the final moments the plane descending in an uncontrolled spiral with white smoke streaming from its fuselage before impact. The crash site lies in the mountainous terrain near the border region between Azerbaijan and Georgia. Turkey's defense ministry confirmed the incident within hours. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan released a statement offering condolences and referring to the victims as martyrs. According to Reuters, Erdogan stated the nation mourns the loss of its servicemen. The Turkish armed forces announced that a joint search and rescue operation was immediately launched in coordination with Georgian and Azerbaijani authorities. Ground teams and helicopters were dispatched to the remote crash location to recover remains and investigate the wreckage. Georgian officials confirmed their participation in the joint operation. Azerbaijan's government also expressed solidarity and provided logistical support for the search effort. The three nations have maintained close military and economic ties, particularly regarding regional security and energy transportation. This air corridor serves as a vital link for Turkey's military logistics operations, connecting Ankara to the South Caucasus region. The C-130 Hercules is a four-engine turboprop military transport aircraft manufactured by Lockheed Martin. It has been in service since 1956 and remains one of the longest continuously produced military aircraft in history. The Turkish Air Force operates multiple variants of the C-130, using them for cargo transport, troop deployment, and humanitarian missions. The aircraft can carry up to 92 ground troops or 64 paratroopers, though this particular flight was transporting 20 military personnel. No distress signal was transmitted before the crash, according to AP News. This absence of communication suggests either a sudden catastrophic failure or an incident that incapacitated the crew before they could issue a mayday call. Aviation experts note that the white smoke visible in video footage could indicate engine failure, fire, or structural damage. The spiral descent pattern typically suggests loss of control, which can result from multiple scenarios, including mechanical failure, loss of hydraulic systems, or damage to flight control surfaces. Weather conditions in the region were reported as clear at the time of the crash. Georgian meteorological data indicated no severe weather patterns that would have posed a threat to aviation. Visibility was good, and wind speeds were within normal operational parameters for C-130 flights. This rules out weather as an immediate contributing factor and shifts investigative focus toward mechanical or other technical causes. The crash occurred along a route integral to Turkey's regional military presence. Turkey maintains close defense ties with Azerbaijan, particularly following the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Turkish military advisors and equipment have regularly transited this corridor. The route also serves civilian and commercial aviation, making it a strategically important airspace for multiple nations. Any disruption to this corridor raises questions about airspace security and the vulnerability of military transport operations in the region. Investigation teams from Turkey, Georgia, and Azerbaijan are working together to determine the cause. Black box flight recorders, if recovered intact, will provide critical data about the aircraft's final moments. Investigators will examine engine performance, flight control inputs, and any anomalies in the aircraft's systems. The wreckage will be analyzed for signs of structural failure, fire damage, or external interference. Turkish authorities have not ruled out any potential causes at this stage. This incident marks a significant loss for Turkey's military aviation forces. The C-130 fleet forms the backbone of the Turkish Air Force's transport capabilities. Turkey operates approximately 13 C-130 variants across different models. The loss of one aircraft and 20 trained personnel represents both operational and human cost. Military cargo flights typically involve experienced crews, given the nature of the missions and the aircraft systems involved. Regional security analysts are monitoring the incident closely. The South Caucasus remains a geopolitically sensitive region. Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Turkey maintain complex relationships shaped by historical conflicts, energy politics, and great power competition. Any military incident in this area draws attention from Russia, Iran, the European Union, and NATO. Turkey's dual role as a NATO member and regional power makes this crash relevant beyond immediate bilateral relations. This incident follows two other notable cargo aircraft crashes in recent months. On October 14, 2024, a UPS McDonnell Douglas MD-11 cargo plane crashed shortly after takeoff from Dubai International Airport, killing the two pilots on board. The aircraft experienced a catastrophic fire in the cargo hold that overwhelmed the crew. In September 2024, a cargo aircraft operated by a Hong Kong-based airline crashed during approach to Hong Kong International Airport amid challenging weather conditions, resulting in multiple fatalities. Both incidents prompted renewed scrutiny of cargo aircraft safety protocols and emergency procedures. Aviation authorities worldwide have emphasized the importance of robust fire suppression systems and crew training for cargo operations following these events. It has happened. The moment everyone hoped would never come. A routine UPS cargo flight out of Louisville turned into one of the worst aviation disasters in years. Within hours, both UPS and FedEx made shocking moves that no one saw coming. What really happened in those final moments? The full story will leave you speechless. Late Friday, UPS announced the immediate grounding of its entire MD-11 fleet. The MD-11 aircraft make up about 9% of the UPS airline fleet. UPS spokesman Jim Mayer stated, "We made this decision proactively at the recommendation of the aircraft manufacturer. Nothing is more important to us than the safety of our employees and the communities we serve." Hours later, FedEx followed suit. FedEx has 28 MD-11 planes in operation out of a fleet of around 700, the company said. "Out of an abundance of caution, we have made the decision to immediately ground our MD-11 fleet as we conduct a thorough inspection and safety review." FedEx added that they are immediately implementing contingency plans within their integrated air-ground network to minimize disruptions. Boeing, which merged with McDonnell Douglas in 1997, did not immediately respond to requests asking the reasoning behind the recommendation. Western Global Airlines is the only other United States cargo airline that flies MD-11s, with 16 in its fleet but 12 already in storage. Boeing announced in 1998 that it would be phasing out its MD-11 jetliner production, with final deliveries due in 2000. FedEx extended the retirement deadline for the full MD-11 fleet from 2028 until 2032. Boeing is expected to deliver 3 factory-built 777 freighters in 2026 and 5 in 2027 to FedEx. The airline plans to replace MD-11s with Boeing 767-300 freighters and 777 freighters. The UPS package handling facility in Louisville is the company's largest, employing more than 20,000 people in the region, handling 300 flights daily and sorting more than 400,000 packages an hour. UPS World Port Operations resumed Wednesday night with its next-day air operation. Both companies emphasized their commitment to maintaining service despite the groundings. UPS said Friday that contingency plans are in place to continue delivering reliable service to customers around the world. The investigation into what caused Flight 2976 to crash continues. UPS Flight 2976 took off around 5:15 p.m. when a repeating bell sounded in the cockpit approximately 37 seconds after the crew called for takeoff thrust. The bell persisted for 25 seconds until the recording ended when the plane crashed. During this time, the crew attempted to control the aircraft before the crash. The left engine separated from the wing during takeoff. The bulk of the left engine pylon remained attached to the left engine when it separated. Video footage captured flames blazing along the aircraft's left side as it struggled to gain altitude. The aircraft reached a maximum speed of 183 knots and an altitude that equated to approximately 100 feet above ground level. The plane struck Kentucky Petroleum Recycling and Grade A Auto Parts, an auto salvage yard. Sean Garber, owner of Grade A Auto Parts and Scrap Metal Recycling, said 4 of his company's 18 buildings were destroyed by the blast. As flames raged and doors melted shut at the recycling facility, people jumped from windows and ran, with some employees helping shield others from the growing inferno. The debris field stretched for a half-mile. UPS identified the 3 crew members aboard the freight plane as Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, and International Relief Officer Captain Dana Diamond. At least 13 people died, including a child. Mayor Craig Greenberg said Friday night that the remains of a 14th victim had been found at the crash site. More than 100 firefighters were at the scene. It took more than 6 hours to get the fires under control. The Louisville Metro Police Department issued a shelter-in-place order centered on the airport with a radius of 5 miles, later reduced to 1 mile. All public schools in the Jefferson County School District were closed the day after the crash. Flight records suggest the McDonnell Douglas MD-11, built in 1991, underwent maintenance while it was on the ground in San Antonio for more than a month until mid-October. The nature of the maintenance work remains unclear. The National Transportation Safety Board launched a GO team of 28 personnel. The NTSB announced the recovery of the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder.